Do the Ohio State Buckeyes have another 17-year-old stud lying in wait on offense? Let's talk about Favour Akih and why I think he's one of the up-and-coming youngins for the Buckeyes. What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. If this is your first time watching Adapt and Respond, thank you for joining us here. We talk college football year-round. If you're into that, hit that subscribe button, like this video, answer the question in the comments below. How do you feel about the running back room and its depth at Ohio State? Because that is one of the reasons that I'm very excited about Favour Akih and what he might be able to add to the Buckeyes in 2026. Not unlike Jeremiah Smith, he is entering a freshman year where he will not be able to vote until deep into the 2026 season. But he's got a lot of promise, and he has shown already in a couple years past what he is capable of. Carlos Locklyn, also very excited about him. But one of the things that the Buckeyes needed to fix going into 2026 is their run game. You will know they were not great running the football against Power 4 opponents, and it took a moment for RB1 to make himself known. And just so you are clear, Bo Jackson didn't get any carries against Texas. Still managed to rush for 1,000 yards 2025. That is how much Carlos Locklyn, Brian Hartline, Ryan Day believe that James Peoples and CJ Donaldson would assume those roles of RB1, RB2, and give you the kind of punch that Quinshon Judkins and Travion Henderson added in 2024. So some of this is the offensive line. Obviously, Tyler Bowen's year one needs to improve on development and run blocking in particular, because that's how the Buckeyes want to play football. And it's got less to do with being able to impose your will on people and be physical. I get that. It's more about playing efficient football. It's about controlling the clock, playing the fewest amount of snaps that you possibly can. And that starts with the offense. I think Justin Fry, as offensive line coach at Ohio State, was a bit underappreciated, especially when you take into account how he managed to create the national championship offensive line in 2024. Remember, he lost the entire left side of his offensive line to injury. That means he had to start essentially 4 guards on that offensive line, kicking Donovan Jackson out to left tackle, and they still won the national championship. Going into 2025, he had gone to the Arizona Cardinals, and Tyler Bowen was asked to come in, take over the offensive line. Since we've seen Brian Hartline take the job at South Florida's head coach, Arthur Smith is coming. One of the reasons that Arthur Smith was kind of a green light hire for me after it lands that it's Arthur Smith, who seemed to come out of nowhere, doesn't have a whole lot of college coaching background or recruiting background, is his ability to run scheme. You'll know that with Derrick Henry as the number one tailback Tennessee Titans, he did phenomenal things. One of Derrick Henry's best seasons. Outside zone, inside zone, those sorts of things that you want to run. The 4th best rushing team in the NFL last year was the Pittsburgh Steelers, and he was the offensive coordinator for that team. They were not bad running the football when he was head coach for the Atlanta Falcons. Means we're also looking at a staff that has Ryan Day as its head coach, who was quarterback's coach, offensive coordinator in the NFL. And then you've got a former head coach and offensive coordinator in the NFL on your offensive side, former head coach, defensive coordinator in the NFL on your defensive side. Matt Patricia, Arthur Smith. Not too shabby when you put it together like that. Carlos Locklyn, as running back coach, has been outstanding. What he did with Q Judkins, what he did with... One second, I'll be right back. As I was saying, one of the things that I enjoy most about what Carlos Locklyn has done is raise up Q Judkins and Travion Henderson to a level where they can win a national championship for you. Then turn around, find the true freshman tailback, and turn that guy into a 1,000-yard rusher. So when he says he's very excited about Favour Akih, so am I. Precisely because there's still so much for him to learn. He's still new to the position. And he was coming off a junior year where he would have been 15 years old, running for 1,600 yards with, I believe, 10 TDs and ended up getting an offer and then committing the following June. That'd be last June to Ohio State, where he's stayed put. So when Locklyn says he's new, he's still got so much to learn. He can help us on special teams and he can catch the ball out of the backfield. You can see what it is, right? So at 17, he has an opportunity, to make a dent in this team. And I think he's only going to get bigger and stronger. And that's really going to be it. Is he going to be big enough, strong enough, physical enough to contribute meaningfully to the Buckeyes in 2026? I like to think that anybody spends 3 months in Mick Marotti's weight room, they're going to be ready to go hunt bear. They're absolutely going to be ready to go out there with Deck and Thea and try to go capture them a Tessa. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of y'all have seen Predator Badlands, some of y'all have not. I love that movie. I love that movie. Deck and Yautja, dog. Like, when my man got to just get that plasma sword out and go to work on his daddy, who had the nerve to hide behind that damn cloak, and then my man using the planet said, no, let me turn these engines on, kick this dust up. You can't hide from me. Then I'm going to take your arm, and then I'm going to take your head. Oh, yeah, here come my mama. Love that joint. I really think that when you look at the running back room, I get Isaiah West did not turn out the way you wanted. I understand that. Trevor Rogers still has an opportunity to make a dent here. It's there, right? It's there. And that's the nice thing about being a Buckeyes fan for you, man. Like, I always tell Ohio State fans, you always got a team, always, which don't make you no different from Texas, except your team follows through. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have any weak spots on this team. Not really. It's fun. One of the reasons I talk so much about Ohio State on this show is because Ohio State fans show up to hear me talk about it. I swear to you, if Wisconsin fans showed up to hear me talk about Wisconsin, we talk about Wisconsin. But y'all don't. So we be talking about Ohio State and Favour Akih, who has a 10.9 100-meter sprint. Look, anything under 11 is flying. I really do get incensed by the idea that running sub 11 is somehow slow. Honey, no. I get it. Y'all think that anything over 10.5 is slow. That's because can't none of y'all run 50 meters in 10 seconds, let alone. Anyway, let me stop. I think he's going to be great. I really do. I think he's got the tools, and that's what Carlos Locklyn says. He's got all the tools to be great. That's just about effort and development. You know he's going to get developed. Will he show the effort? That's up to him. Usually, guys sign up to wear the scarlet and gray. They show effort.